Good evening, good morning, everybody, wherever you are around the globe. We just so happen to be in southeastern Wisconsin. You know, one of the best places to live, I know. My name's Smitty, and I got my buddy Nick and his brother Daniel here. We just decided to start this podcast up. This is episode 1 of the strategy games with the Three Stooges. We like to consider ourselves pretty good strategists here, but really it's pretty comical sometimes of what trouble we get ourselves into. So for episode 1 here, I just wanted to start talking about some of the strategy games that we grew up playing and what made us keep playing these, into our late 20s here. So with that, I'll start to talk about one game that I always played growing up, and that was started off Age of Empires 2. Big fan of those longbowmen. That was probably my favorite unit back in the day, shooting halfway across the map and whatnot, and making all those funny noises every time you make a move. Nick, what was your favorite thing out of Age of Empires 2?
My favorite part of Age of Empires 2 was in grade school. Instead of going to study hall, I was actually able to go and supposedly be in the computer lab working on homework, and in reality, they had Age of Empires 2 installed on the computer. So instead of doing homework in study hall, I'd be in the computer lab with Smitty here, actually, quite a few times, and we played Age of Empires on the computer.
I had to take algebra probably 3 or 4 times just because of that, so, yeah, it was an adventure, that's for sure.
It was well worth it, though.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, but did I learn about Age of Empires, or did I want to learn about algebra? Age of Empires is pretty much math, You got the pikemen, you got the cavalry. 1 + 1 = 2. Daniel, when did you start playing Age of Empires? What age do you think you were at?
Let's see. Probably 4th grade, 5th grade, somewhere around there.
Okay, look at that. See, he's an age veteran too. Daniel's the youngest of us, so we gotta give him a hard time all the time. That IQ's not quite as high as us.
Yeah, some of us,
mere 30-year-olds.
Some of us here are almost 30.
So what else should we talk about today?
Well, maybe we should talk about our current favorite game we've got going on.
Oh yes, Middle-earth strategy battle game. Probably the best strategy game for my liking.
Or Star Wars Legion.
Or Legion. Okay, Legion too. Right. So I'll tell you a little backstory about how we got into Middle-earth strategy battle games. So I grew up kind of collecting these models. Mommy and Daddy for me wouldn't supply me with the funds. So I kind of drifted away for a little bit, and I was actually about to sell everything. I come over here to Nick's house, pull out everything just to show him one last time before I go out and sell it on eBay or whatnot. And this guy just falls in love with it. All of a sudden, I'm spending hundreds of dollars a month getting things commission painted because I'm a terrible painter. And so Nick, why did you not want me to sell my Lord of the Rings models?
Because you weren't smart enough to realize that I used to build plastic models all the time as a kid. I thought this is great. I like the movie. I like Lord of the Rings, the books, the movies. I'm like, I can build Lord of the Rings models. What's not to love?
The craziest part about this, right, is me and Nick have known each other for a really long time growing up. And I've had these models, probably since 6th, 7th grade or whatever when they started coming out in the 2000s. And me and Nick grew up with each other, but we literally, I don't know why I never had pulled them out in the past, or I played with some people from my friends back in the day, but me and Nick, we just never, he never even knew I had them for all those years.
Yeah, but we spent a lot of time playing Madden and NBA 2K, and if we weren't doing that, we were playing Age of Empires, or Rise of the Witch King, too.
That's true, We
played that a lot.
Yeah.
Too bad the game doesn't work anymore.
Yeah.
Well, it works. You just got
you just have to have an older computer.
Yeah. But.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden you get the plastic models, and the next thing you know, you're like living the real thing, not just on a computer simulation.
Once you get yourself a big boy job too, it's kind of like, your parents didn't buy you this stuff as a kid. It's just like, oh my gosh, the stuff's still around, I'm gonna buy it. It's just.
And then next thing you know, you're playing Lord of the Rings, and somebody here thinks, Warhammer 40K actually looks interesting.
Yeah, segue into the 40K, and because they weren't really they weren't really supporting the Lord of the Rings Games Workshop. Really wasn't supporting the Lord of the Rings too much anymore. It's kind of got lost in the dust there for a little bit. So yeah, we did go to 40K for quite a while. 8th edition, picked it up right at the start of 8th edition.
Literally the exact month of the release.
Yep. So I grew up with the Imperial Guard at the time, now Astra Militarum, and I didn't know what I was doing. Gosh, I was, I don't know, 8th grade, right? Like, I couldn't afford the rule books, so.
With the nice paint jobs.
With the nice paint jobs. So, I mean, what,
Yeah, but at least look at your paint job then versus now. At least you can see a difference.
That is true, man. I don't know. We'll have to set up some Facebook page or something. I'll have to do like before and after to show our viewers what.
Do you still have those original ones?
I still have. Well, I kind of redid them though. So I do have back from Fantasy my Bretonians. Those are just garbage. They look like they actually literally look like Waste Management. They are green and yellow, and yeah, they are literally waste management.
Yeah, we've seen them. They're hot garbage. But I will give him credit. I mean, this is also him talking when he was much, much younger. So there's been a few years past that he's learned how to hold something such as a pen or a paintbrush in his hands.
That is true.
So he's come a long way. I mean, you can't really tell much from me. I just started painting and everything's still the same level. I don't have that nice story to like, look how much better I got. I'm still what I started as what I'm at.
But we really can blame Daniel for the 40K endeavor because of course. Guess what faction Daniel is? Daniel, go ahead, tell him.
Space Marines.
Oh, yeah. Space Marines. Game Workshop.
Primaris Space Marines.
Oh, yes. You're right. It doesn't get much better than that.
And then, after he realized his mistake of being the Ultramarines for a while, then he thought maybe he should do something different to become Salamanders, because actually when you realize that every single other player out there in the world, it seems like, has Ultramarines.
Salamanders are much better.
That is true. At least you are not the Primaris Ultramarine Space Marine, because that would just be... That'd just be icing on a cake.
I will say the Salamanders are pretty cool. You got some custom-made stuff.
Fire stuff.
What is it, the bike squad that you have?
Yeah, I converted the Seraphim Dinosaur Riders, whatever they're called.
From Sigma?
Yeah. And then I have the guys ride on there. And
nice. That is.
And then I even have the custom weapons so I can swap out their...
You got like a dragon's head on one of your tanks too, don't you?
Yeah, it was an extra head off of them, and I put it on the repulsor tank.
I got all the Necrons myself.
Yeah, Nick took a really interesting approach. I had never played anybody with Necrons before. Never even really heard of them until...
He likes droids.
Yeah, I like robots too much. I get a little too nerdy when it comes to all that computer robot type stuff. That, and then even with Star Wars Legion. I haven't even played a full game of Star Wars Legion, but somehow I own and have painted a droid army on that.
All right, well, if we're going to start talking about Star Wars Legion, we got to start talking about this new Padme model that's about to come out, and why her shirt is not able as an option to being ripped. I mean, come on.
All you have to do is take the knife and just customize
all right, you're right. I'll let you convert my Padme.
It's hard plastic, so you can convert a little bit now.
Okay, yeah. So talk about hard plastic.
We got a childhood fantasy or something like that.
We got to probably give this podcast. Is this going to be a PG? Is this going to be one of the PG-13? I don't know. Well, we'll get back to you guys on that one.
That was have to have you stop talking for a while. Don't talk about Padme ever again. Speaking of that, though, somebody here was actually, of all three of us here, there's only one person that's an official tournament veteran now, who has played an official tournament.
I wouldn't call a veteran.
Okay, well,
I did lose every game.
Longer. You're still the only one here that has actually played a tournament.
I got smoked in the first game, that's for sure.
Like I said, we're talking about strategy games. We're not talking about winning strategy games.
Well, unless you're talking about me playing the two of them, then we all know. Then we can talk about play. I can talk about winning all day.
And I've lost every scenario we've ever played in this game.
Yeah, who's won every scenario?
Probably you.
Yeah, it's not probably me. Well, how'd you like the tournament? What'd you think? Seeing as you're the only one here with the tournament experience.
It was actually really good. I didn't know what they were going to have for terrain, that's for sure. Most of some places that are cheap always have like 40K. And I'm like, I don't want to play Star Wars with 40K terrain.
What was the place that you played this tournament at?
Gift of Games in Grays Lake.
Grays Lake, Illinois,
Yep.
suburb of Chicago.
And how'd you like
Yes.
that? How do you like that place there?
It's very easy to get to, and it's newer. Not sure when it actually opened, but it's a newer place, and everyone there is pretty nice.
What army did you take?
I took an Imperial army, and what did I have? Oh, I had Krennic Director Krennic was my commander. I had Operative Vader, the new model, and then I had some stormtroopers, shore troopers, snow troopers, snipers. Yeah. And then, the first game I played droids.
Okay, that's the army you played against.
Yeah, the first game I played droids.
Nice.
Which that guy actually he had an invite to Worlds. He's from Chicago. He actually is a good player.
Hey, but how'd you hold up against them? I thought, weren't you saying that you actually did pretty good against, or not that you did good to win, but you felt like you held up your own?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of did. I started off bad. I mean, it was the first time playing. I kind of deployed bad. I kind of got too far away, and so then he pretty much tabled me in that game.
What would you say, though, to people that aren't sure about doing a tournament? Whether it's because they don't think they're good enough, or they're not sure about doing a tournament, do you think they should think it's worth just going for it, even if you lose at all?
Yeah, you still have fun. You can learn the rules if you're not for sure about the rules. Because I learned some.
Why don't you? You learned the rules, but you were pretty. Wasn't it a poster? You said the last place person got a poster.
Yeah. They're like, oh, anyone want a poster? So then they're all like, oh, give the last place person. so I went to get a poster. I got it already framed and everything hanging on the wall.
See, if you were smart, you would have played it off that you were actually playing for that poster.
That's great. I just feel like, I don't know, I've never done a tournament, but I just feel like there'd be a little nerve-wrackingness to it.
I mean, it kind of was first game.
The
first game kind of was, but then as you kind of go, everyone's kind of relaxed and everything. The last game, I feel like probably could have won if my commander didn't panic and run towards Dooku and get chopped up. But
then you wouldn't have won the poster.
Yeah, I know. I got cards, too. Like alt art cards.
Or like limited edition ones or something?
Yeah, so instead of the thing, it's actually like the big picture on the thing. It has the stats. It's kind of cool. I got one for Operative Luke and Operative Vader. And I got their command cards for both of them that are a little slightly different, too.
Nice.
Yeah.
Not a lot of places doing the tournaments, though, for that game, at least, is there?
No, not in this area. The only other one that was somewhat close is Madison.
Yeah.
Yeah, what do you think? I mean, I feel like Star Wars Legion, they're bringing a lot of new... It's new, they're bringing a lot of models out. Although I've seen a lot of places like discounting the models, like the one place we go to in town here. Seem to be doing a discount trying to get rid of the...
Well, the one time I went to the one store in Kenosha, they used to carry it.
It's Coliseum.
They used to carry it.
Coliseum Games.
And I actually got movement tools from them because mine broke.
Oh.
The one broke. I got it for like super cheap from there.
Then
but they don't sell it there anymore.
Well, then even like the Rockheads, that one's still in Kenosha. That one, though, I don't even think they're still in business or something. They had them for sale, but I don't know. I thought they were closing or something. So other than that,
yep, I was actually at Rockheads today,
really?
right before I picked up my models from Games Workshop. So they they're currently 30% off.
There's one person here that he likes new stuff. Now, granted, he likes new stuff.
I love Games
price.
Workshop product, not at Games Workshop prices. So if there's any way to get
eBay, it's called eBay.
If there's any way to get Games Workshop products cheap, I will definitely show you guys the way. But Rockhead Games, they're closing, and actually I walked in there and I pretty much walked out right away because the new sign was 30% off everything except Games Workshop products, which was quite disappointing.
Well, you were in there though. You got the percent, like 25% off.
Yeah,
like,
they were doing 25% off for New Year's. The last time I was there 2 weeks ago,
but that included all the Games
and that
Workshop
also included
too,
Games Workshop too. So that was a pretty good haul. The other place that I really enjoy shopping at for discount Games Workshop products is Miniature Market. I think they're somewhere out of the lower Midwest, Missouri, St. Louis, yeah, St. Louis, and they have pretty good deals. They're probably about close to 20% off almost all Games Workshop products, and free shipping over $100. And they got a nice little point system. You get a point for every $100. So yeah, you get $1 for every 100. Yeah, it's a really good point system, but not really. But you do. You get a free $1 for you get a coupon for your birthday too. Though. So that's I like that place.
We do have, though, like for us, we have Lake Geneva, Wisconsin, too, which, if any of you have heard of Lake Geneva, it's like the starting point of Dungeons & Dragons and everything. So they have a really nice game store there. I haven't been there in a while, but they'll have it, too. The stuff they have in stock, but if they don't have stuff in stock, they can order it. Usually they'll give a bit of a discount or something, so that's nice to have. Like, it seems like if you look around local stores, obviously some stuff you can only get online, but a lot of times if you actually take the time to dig around and find some of these local stores that they'll help you out. You can sometimes get discounts if they don't have them in stock, or they usually are pretty good with working with you. And the one thing I will say, though, even though I know Games Workshop, like, it'd be nice if they'd have some sort of sale every now and then, but at the same time, like, there is the advantage, like the one we go to over in Pleasant Prairie near us. The manager in there, he's really, really knowledgeable as far as everything from the game to building to painting. So there is the advantage, too, if you're going there and you're buying there. And I can't speak for all Games Workshops because I've only been in the one, but I'd imagine if anything was still similar. If you're newer to it as well and you want to be able to know what to buy and how to build it and paint it, it is very beneficial. Yeah, you may be paying the retail prices, but you do also get the knowledge factor that as long as you have a good manager and everything, it's nice to have somebody to actually walk you through it, how to build it, teach you how to paint it. Definitely how to paint it if you've never painted that stuff before, because it's tricky. You may think that you're great, but then you get into some of those little faces and all that stuff, and it's not fun. I'm still learning that.
Shout out to my guy Luke at the Prairie Ridge Games Workshop. Dude is a retail savant. You are not going to be walking out of that store without something in your hand. I will tell you that. He is a one-of-a-kind guy. He really knows his stuff. I've gone to that store before with Smitty before we walk in. He has literally looked me straight in the eyes and said, all right, listen, when we get in there, Luke's going to sell me something. Make sure I don't buy it. I don't need anything. I need to drop this off or whatever it is, because he'll drop stuff off there for commission painting. But he has told me, do not let me buy anything. Because when Luke's smart, but when he starts talking, he can sell you just about anything. Yeah, absolutely. But no, he's a great guy. Knows, very knowledgeable. I highly recommend Games Workshop, Prairie Ridge Shop, located Pleasant Prairie, Wisconsin. They also have, it's not ran through the shop, but it's a secondary market called, commission work called Elric Painting. Gosh, they probably have my life savings there already, but
you can look them up on Facebook,
yeah, look
too.
Them up on
You'll
Facebook.
actually see quite a bit of Lord of the Rings stuff. And Imperial Guard you play?
Imperial Guard, yeah. There's like I said, my life savings on that page of painted models, and they're really great guys, and I highly recommend them. You don't even have to be in our area. You can be anywhere. You can ship them in. They'll ship them out to you. They're great. They literally, I don't know how they do it, but you message them and they message right back right away. They're the best. So I guess. For first episode, we covered quite a few topics.
Yeah, we kind of jumped around pretty good.
We definitely jumped around a lot. We're going to have to
organize we'll have an outline a little better.
We'll outline a little bit.
We don't have too high standards. It's pretty hard
like
to
I
keep
said, strategy games, but, with three semi-intelligent guys. So... So we'll try to get smarter as the episodes go on, but no promises. So this is a free podcast. So, you get what you pay for. So what should we talk about in episode 2? I know this is kind of going to be a little ad hoc, but
I think I would like, since we've been playing mostly the Middle Earth strategy battle game, I think we should actually talk about a little more in depth some of the stuff we've been doing with that, what stuff we're hoping to do next.
Some of the new stuff that's been out.
Yeah, what we've been trying. We've been playing some of the scenario books, looking at some of the other ones that have been released. Gondor and Flames is the first one, ain't it?
Gondor at War.
Gondor at
Now we
War.
got Rohan at War. There's the new Shire, Scourging of the
Yep.
Shire book.
So far we've been at the first one with Gondor.
Yeah. So we'll probably give you a rundown of where we're at through the Gondor book.
We have been also doing the battle companies, so we'll probably, as we do that, we'll see. Maybe we can keep you guys updated on how that's going because we started that. That was probably a few weeks ago we started that, but we've gotten 4 or 5 round robin type games with that because there's 3 of us doing it. But yeah, I think maybe the next episode we'll take some time to talk about that because that's what we've been spending most of the time in lately.
You all right over there, man? I don't know. Oh my gosh, I think he's so excited. He's already out the door. He's ready to go. He's ready to go play some more games. So from us here, Smitty, Nick, Daniel, the 3 Stooges, we thank you for listening and
Happy gaming.
Happy gaming.
Talk to you next time.